Optimistic if you're a Red Sox fan. We'll tell you why. But first to Shohei Ohtani, standing tall in Anaheim. Here's what you need to know. Ohtani living up to the hype and exceeding it with the Angels took a perfect game into the 7th inning before finally allowing a hit. He ended up striking out 12th in the win. Another pitcher with a great outing, Pittsburgh's Jameson Taillon, dealing on Sunday. He recorded his first career shutout in a 5-0 win over the Reds. He is now 2-0 this season for the first-place Pirates. And how about the Red Sox, eh? Boston trailed 7-2 entering the 8th inning against the Rays, but rallied with 6 runs in the comeback win. The Red Sox own the best record in MLB this season at 8-1. Let me tell you, it wasn't a good day for Boston's rivals in the Bronx, specifically Giancarlo Stanton. The 2017 NL MVP continued his struggles in a Yankee uniform as he went 0 for 7 with 5 strikeouts in an extra inning loss to the Orioles. Now, let's get it back to First Take.
Two major stories, two major cities. Max, what is the bigger story for you? Would it be Stanton's struggles or Ohtani's hot start?
I'm going to leave Stanton to Stephen A.
Okay.
Ohtani's start is unbelievable. It hasn't been like it's Babe Ruth the last time a guy was dominant on both sides of the ball in baseball as a pitcher and a hitter.
You just went Babe Ruth.
That Babe Ruth is the greatest player who ever lived, in spite of the color barrier existing back then and everything. Not only because his hitting was comparable to the great Ted Williams or Barry Bonds, even on the stuff, but because he was also not only a great left-handed pitcher, but a great clutch left-handed pitcher, great in the World Series and everything. Ohtani flirting with a perfect game, hitting 100 miles an hour and painting the corners, and then hitting a home run every day after this is what he was advertised, especially with spring training and all the problems and slow start. Oh, maybe he was a lemon. He doesn't throw as hard as people think. He won't be able to do it. So far, this is not only the biggest story in baseball this year, this is one of the biggest stories in baseball in my lifetime. This is unbelievable. I'm psyched that we're able to see it.
It's unbelievable, no question about it. But the biggest story would be Stanton, because there's no way in hell that this is sustainable. This guy, Ohtani, I mean, what are we talking about here? The man has more home runs than Aaron Judge and more strikeouts than Max Scherzer. Are you kidding me? That's not going to last. That's a pipe dream. There's no way you're getting around that, okay? So that's not gonna happen. But Stan, another game with 5 strikeouts? What the hell is going on? What are you doing? Another game with 5 strikeouts? And oh, by the way, this is the guy that struck out 163 times last year, 140 the year before that. It is entirely plausible. Entirely plausible. I'm just looking at the numbers right here, Max Kellerman. I'm like, he's already struck out 20 times. 20 times this year already. He's played 10 games. He's already struck out 20 times, Max. I mean, if you multiply that by how many? 10 and a 162 for crying out loud. If you
Twice
got
as many as games played?
Are you kidding me? I mean, this is a nightmare, okay? So what I'm saying to you is this. When you look at it from that perspective, and the fact that he's batting 167, it could be a big, because it's more plausible that it's going to happen.
You have it backwards. You have it exactly backwards.
Okay.
Ohtani, of course, is not going to wind up hitting a home run every day and striking out 12 guys. But Ohtani has a chance to be an elite ace and an elite slugger. There's a good chance that happens, and we're seeing the early stages of it. Maybe that's an amazing story. Let me tell you what we know about Giancarlo Stanton. All that's the question of is his health. We know if he stays healthy, he's going to strike out a ton. He struck out 170 times this season before. But he's also going to hit a lot of home runs, maybe lead the league in slugging percentage. So that's what we know from his body of work. I'll tell you this right now. If Giancarlo Stanton's healthy, there is 0 chance he hits fewer than 30 home runs or slugs under 500. We have an entire career's worth in terms of his sample size to know that he will do that even if he struggles with the pressure in the Bronx. We know that already. It's not going to be like he has 250 strikeouts, doesn't hit any home runs, is not a valuable player. We know he's a valuable player, even in a down season if he's healthy, Stephen A. That's going to happen. The question is, can Ohtani, forget about sustaining this pace, just be a star on both sides of the ball? That would be amazing. It looks like he can do it. He has he's throwing 100 miles an hour.
Listen, 101 miles per hour, third in velocity, if I remember what I read correctly. The bottom line is this. I am not saying it's not the biggest story. I'm saying it's not plausible that will continue. I'm scared as hell that this Stanton thing can continue. I'm scared that this man might strike out 250 times. I mean, my Lord. How many strikeouts? 5 strikeouts in a game twice already? I mean, Listen, Giancarlo Stanton, I'm a fan. Got nothing but love. I respect what I saw this man do last year. I'm not mad at him that he got his money. I get all of that. But let me tell you something right now. And this part I heard because I heard this. I switched to the radio right in time when my man Wingo and Golick were talking about it this morning. They pointed this out. One of the things that they talked about in Miami, my man Buster Olney was on there. They talked about in Miami, what's he going to feel like? If he go to St. Louis, this is happening, he ain't going to get booed. But when you're in Miami, it's not like that. But you come to New York City,
I'm glad you brought that up.
The fact that the folks are going to be all over him.
What happened the last time he struck out 5 times and they booed? He hit 2 home runs the next day. Look, you brought up, maybe it was 2 home runs the day after. Look, you brought up he struck out 163 times last year. He also hit 59 home runs, drove in 132, and slugged 631, all leading the league. I hope he does all that again.
First of all, it was 1 home run because he only got 3 on the year and he hit 2 home runs.
That's right. It was 2 like the next.
No, it was 2
the opener and
one the next day after he struck out 5 times. I'm just saying I'm concerned. And damn it, you should be.
I am concerned.
All right, then. So not acting like you're not concerned. You're supposed to be a Yankee fan. Don't acting like you're not concerned.
He's feeling good about life. All right, when do we go back? A little more NBA to get into. The Eastern Conference race got a whole lot more interesting after news that Kyrie is out. But is that drama better than what's going on out west? And do not miss tomorrow's show because the one and only Ice Cube will join us live.
Sounded better when I said 2 home runs the next day.
It did sound better.
I'm ruining a good story with the facts.
Yeah, don't get in the way with the details, Stephen A. Screwing things up.